With Shreveport Fire Department's new stretcher system, there's no more manual lifting. It automatically locks in, getting you to the hospital faster. The drive here was long, but for the people I spoke with, leaving without their voices being heard was never an option. Reporting in Baton Rouge, Mya Alysia, Fox 33 News. Woo! Dan and Jackie, I'm here with the man who will be staying in office, Mayor Thomas Jones Jr. Now, Mayor Jones, let me ask you this. Hi, Alex. Yes, ma'am. That's right. A historic day for Northwest Louisiana. Amazon is investing $12 billion. Exciting news, so get your swimwear ready. America's largest lithium extraction plant made its debut right here at Tex America Center. Now, if you follow me this way, you'll see the cars are packing out the lot. Here on West 79th Street, the community is gathered bringing balloons and flowers, making sure these 8 children are never forgotten. Dan and Jackie, I'm here at Government Plaza, where officials are expected to have a news conference tomorrow as the investigation continues. Now, the Cedar Grove community is leaning on one another as they come to terms with the unimaginable. The Cedar Grove neighborhood is grieving after 8 children were killed at a home on West 79th Street. Shreveport Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor says she can't fathom how a person could commit such an act.
I don't know what people think in the crevices of their mind to want to harm another human being, let alone that of children who have their whole life ahead of them. From what I've learned about this incident is that it's domestic in nature that makes it even more horrific.
Shreveport community members gathered, many in prayer, leaning on one another as they tried to make sense of the unimaginable.
The situation itself is just so heartbreaking. So we really weren't prompted by the city or anything to come out. We just wanted to come and offer support to the community, see if there were any children that needed the help.
State Representative Tammy Phelps says she is grateful for law enforcement and how responsive they were.
I can't even imagine what the police officers, first responders actually dealt with when they got here today. To hear children escaping out of the back door, and as we often forget what they go through mentally as well. Please let's not forget them as we in our prayers and we talk about what they carry home, as Councilman Butcher mentioned.
We must put something in place, and I'm glad that we're standing here united, and we have to do more than just talk about it. We got to be about it. And I'm going to ask anybody under the sound of my voice, any information, anything that you might be able to share so we can prevent something like this from occurring again, please give me a call.
Shreveport Mayor Tom Arsenault told me that he is sending his love and support, and he promises to try to be at every memorial event the family hosts. Reporting live in Shreveport, Mya Alysia, NBC6 News. Dan and Jackie. 8 children aged 18 months to 12 years were killed earlier this morning in this home behind me in a mass shooting on West 79th Street in Shreveport Cedar Grove neighborhood. Police say the gunman was Shamar Elkins, 31, who killed 7 of his own children. Investigators believe the children were asleep when the shooting began. 7 were found inside this home, 1 on the roof with a gunshot wound to the head and 2 people jumping from the roof.
So we're trying to put together exactly what happened inside of this residence. One of the things we are aware of is that 3 individuals exited a window on this 2nd floor and got on the roof, trying to get away from the gunfire. An adult female and 2 children. One of the children and the adult female were able to get off the roof. Both of them sustained some injuries jumping off the roof. However, one of them was not able to and was actually found by officers on the back side of the house, still on the roof, and he had been struck with a fatal gunshot wound. So it was a very sad scene.
Police also say Elkins injured 1 person on the 500 block of Harrison Street before carjacking a vehicle at Linwood Avenue on 79th Street. Now, a DWI officer saw him and pursued him into Bossier City, where he was shot and killed on Brompton Lane. Authorities are investigating whether his death was self-inflicted or the result of an exchange of fire with officers. Reporting for KTAL News, Mya Alysia. I spoke with a family member who revealed to me what led up to Sunday's shooting that took the lives of 8 children in what police are calling a domestic incident in Shreveport, Cedar Grove neighborhood. Now, police say the accused gunman, Shamar Elkins, took the lives of 7 of his own children and their cousin while leaving 3 others injured.
I know that there was some infidelity she didn't necessarily express it to me, but I do know that she came to me and she asked me about helping her properly file for a divorce. And to my understanding, prior to this incident, they were scheduled to go to court on Monday, which was the next day.
She says she believes this is why Elkins snapped.
My cousin did express that, he was augmentative about it, so he was having arguments with her about it, but there was no physical anything that was going on, not prior to what went on Sunday.
Shaniqua Elkins, who remains hospitalized after being shot 9 times, had been seeking an end to the relationship with Elkins before Sunday morning shooting. And Crystal Brown, a cousin, says he didn't respond well. For this family, the tragedy runs even deeper. The victim's uncle says this is not the first time violence has affected the family. The 2 surviving sisters, Shaniqua Elkins and Keosha Pugh, previously dealt with their mother being shot.
And it was actually the same month, probably like 20 years ago, a crossfire. And now they got to relive this same tragedy, 20 years ago with their kids.
Crystal Brown, their cousin, says the 2 sisters are still in the hospital and are responsive and talking. And she says Keosha Pugh did make a Facebook post saying how sorry she was to the children that she was unable to save them. Reporting for KTAL News, Mya Alysia. Imagine having a medical emergency and the hospital comes to you. The Shreveport Fire Department is making that possible with its newest upgrade, the LifePak 35.
The LifePak 15 and LifePak 12, we had to get another device in order to transmit data to our patient care reports and to the hospital. With this device, it's built in inside of it.
A $2.4 million investment from City Council and the City of Shreveport covers the LifePak 35, power load stretchers, maintenance, and all supporting systems. The pack comes with major built-in benefits, including a carbon monoxide reader that monitors patients in real time and a CPR feature that is changing how paramedics respond to cardiac emergencies.
Previously, we had to stop CPR in order to analyze the heart rhythm. With the Insight CPR, we can continue hands on chest time, as we call it, and it allows us to see what underlying rhythm, and it charges the defibrillator, so it cuts down on that time, which is essential to the chain of survival when it comes to CPR.
Everything in this monitor and everything that the paramedics are seeing and doing, it actually communicates it not only to the ER, but if there's a special activation like a STEMI, a heart attack, a stroke, that actually goes to the team. And so the team can activate based on what we're seeing maybe 15, 20 minutes before we even get to the hospital.
With Shreveport Fire Department's new stretcher system, there's no more manual lifting. It automatically locks in, getting you to the hospital faster.
The patient restraint systems and the new power load stretchers allows us to lift them a lot more safely, and it also protects our firefighters as well.
Shreveport Emergency Medical Services Officer Clark Jackson says all frontline units are now fully equipped with the hospital in a box, and they're in the process of making sure all units have the power load stretcher system, meaning no matter where you are in Shreveport, this technology is already on the way. Reporting in Shreveport, Mya Alysia. Black families were denied access to loans, property, and opportunity. And today we are flipping the script. This is a story about nearly 400 acres of land that one black family was given. To put that in perspective, that's more than 300 football fields worth. This is the story of how they protected it and what it means across centuries.
All we ever known is to have our own land, to have our own cows, our own chickens, our own hogs, everything.
Lester Smith shares the impact of land ownership in creating generational wealth for his family. Smith is the first vice president of the Shreveport chapter of the NAACP. He owns 40 acres of land off of Jefferson Page Road.
This is where I'll start right here, right inside this fence here.
Which has been in his family for centuries.
I think that land is worth about a good $5 million.
Ed Burton, his great-great-great-great-grandfather, who was white, gave each of his 10 children a 40-acre plot of land. That inheritance has been passed down through generations. While most black families at the time were shut out of land ownership, this family had something to build on and protect.
My grandparents fought too hard, and we went through too much to get it, to just sell it. And that's what we do as a people. We see dollar signs. We don't see the value of owning a piece of land.
Many of his ancestors are buried on this land and stand as a reminder of that sacrifice and responsibility to carry forward the generational wealth. Smith plans to start equine therapy for troubled kids to work with horses.
I noticed when we ride horses, when we was riding, how kids, gravitated to the horses. Kids love those horses, and if we could do that and and I know what it did for me, it gave me a sense of responsibility because I had to take care of my horse.
What started with one man's decision rippled through generations, creating opportunities, stability, prosperity, and hope. Wow, Lester Smith's story shows what becomes possible when Black families get a foothold, when they own something, protect it, and pass it forward. It is a model of generational wealth that he believes every family deserves the chance to build. Back to you, Dan.
Very good story.